r/AskReddit. What actor is a one-hit wonder? Pretty much all of the people from those Nickelodeon and Disney Channel shows. All of them, aside from Ariana Grande and Zendaya, possibly a few others, fell off the face of the earth after their shows ended. I don't know if the new shows like Henry Danger or The Thundermans, Austin and Ally Jesse are still around, but all of those actors are probably one-hit wonders. He's a two-hit wonder I guess, but gay as Charles, who played Smash Williams in Friday Night Lights TV series, and Dr. Ross in Grey's Anatomy. He was a pretty good actor for both of those roles and the characters were different enough, but he just didn't take off. A lot of the characters from Friday Night Lights kind of peaked with that show. Except Michael B. Jordan, he got famous enough for the entire cast. The woman in Double Impact with JCVD. She is absolutely legendary to me and my friends for being a terrible actress but so drop-dead gorgeous, and, I'm sorry that ass. Anyway, she was pretty much never seen again after that. I think she was in stuff, just so little. Beautiful women who were terrible actors still had their place in the 80s, or early 90s, action films, but not her it seems. The kid who played Charlie Bucket from the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. He was great, but somehow decided not to do any more acting. I read somewhere he's a bus driver, or a gardener, or a roofer, or something completely unassuming now. Legend. Michael Scott, Threat Level Midnight. And AMP, number X200B. And AMP, number X200B. Great low-budget flick that about a retired secret agent Michael Scarn. But after its debut he never really acted in anything else. Last I heard, he was somewhere near Boulder, Colorado. Retired from the acting game I guess. Back in the 1990s, I would have told you David Caruso. Got stellar reviews from the first season of NYPD Blue, so he quit to go be a big-time movie star. But he's not a one-hit wonder because the story doesn't end there. Once the movie thing didn't work out, he swallowed his pride, went back to TV, and became a legend as Death Sunglasses on CSI, Miami. Charlie Corsmo is a 3 to 4 hit wonder but still kind of fits. He's the son in What About Bob? And Hook and the kid in Dick Tracy. And then pretty much stopped acting. The creators of Can't Hardly Wait, if I'm remembering correctly, wrote the part of William Lichter specifically for him. So he came out of retirement to do that movie and then went on to be a lawyer. If not a one-hit wonder, he's been in a lot of stuff. Richard E. Grant is given way more deference than his career merits because with Nail and I was his first big role. 95% of what came after has been horses hate of high magnitude. Hudson Hawk, Spiky World E.T. Alabama. The little girl from. A lot of kids, especially female, and even some starring roles, do one movie and that's it. Oh, I remember. The last one I looked up was Curly Sue. Someone mentioned it and I remembered that one part in the trailer where the little girl smacks a grown man with a 2x4. Looked it up, thought, she's probably famous now, who is she, and that's like, all she did. Maybe a couple other things. And she was the title character. Tamac starred in my favorite movie of all time, Berry Gordy's The Last Dragon. As far as I know he was never in a movie again. The worst part is on Amazon it says, starring, Faith Prince. Her character is in the movie for 5 minutes. She's also the only white lady in the film. Carrie Ann Moss, Trinity in The Matrix. I actually had to Google Girl from Matrix because I forgot her name. I scanned her films/TV appearances and it didn't seem like she's had a lot of recent appearances. It's weird because I thought she was great and both Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne have pretty great careers. Renee Jean Falconetti. Silent movie buffs know her as Joan from The Passion of Joan of Arc, considered by many as the best performance ever committed to film. It was her second, and last, film role. Even if you're not into silent movies, I highly suggest you watch it. Scrolled a bit and didn't see any mention of Jesse from Breaking Bad, Aaron Paul. I know he's been in a lot of things, but what besides the cereal commercial can you name? Or to put it another way, Dexys Midnight Runners have been a band since 1978, but how many of their songs can you name? He's about to be in Westworld, but so far Aaron Paul I'd say. He's got a ton of credits but it's mostly bit parts and one-offs. His only real hit as an actor has been Jesse Pinkman. He was amazing in that role but I haven't seen anything else worth mentioning with him. Currently I'd put Aaron Paul into this category of one-hit wonders, but I'm hoping he kills it on Westworld Season 3. I don't think Bryan Cranston fits this category, but damn he needs to pick better scripts. He's been the best part of some mess/terrible movies since BB. Dude could get an Oscar if he was a little more prudent with what movies he was in. Jeff Cohen and Jonathan K. Chwan from Goonies. Chwan has 11 IMDb credits, 2 of which are Cyndi Lauper music videos for the Goonies. He pretty much had 2 hits but I figured he still fits. Jeff is similar with his last credit being from 1991. Taylor Kitsch, his best work was in Friday Night Lights and while he's been in a few other things, from what I've seen they haven't been well received. The Disney bomb John Carter, True Detective and that mini-series he did on Paramount Network. Clevin Little. After seeing Blazing Saddles on TV I looked him up and was surprised to see that his career never really took off. He was so good in that and really appealing that I would think he could have had a successful movie career. Hi, this is completely unrelated and likely won't be read anyway but I'd like to remind everyone that Ian McShane is the best actor that never played a leading role. Dude always plays supporting characters and I watch movies just for him. Tom Hulce was nominated for well-deserved Best Actor for playing Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart in Amadeus. He lost to his co-star, F. Murray Abraham, also nominated for Best Actor in Amadeus. He didn't exactly disappear, but it was such an apparently star-making performance that I really wonder what happened. Elizabeth Berridge, Constanze Mozart, also gave a luminous performance, and then hasn't had another major role. Marina Sirtis, she was known for playing Counselor Troy on Star Trek, The Next Generation and its associated movies. Other than that, she really has not had any significant roles in anything else, and has effectively banked the rest of her fame on just that. Only other thing seems to be a brief stint on Gargoyles. I read that at the end with Wonka's famous You Lose. A rant that Peter didn't know that Gene Wilder was going to blow up. It would have been so hard for me to do that scene if I was Gene, but I think when Wonka told Charlie, "Forgive me for that, please," it was an ad-lib by Gene. Peter Ostrom, who played Charlie Bucket in the 1971 adaptation of Willy Wonka and Amp, Chocolate Factory. Literally the only acting role he's ever had. Went on to work as a veterinarian. Most of the Harry Potter child actors, it seems only Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe are the only ones among the main child characters still acting semi-frequently, and even they aren't in that many things. Most of the rest of the child actors have done other things with their lives. I'm shocked I haven't seen Jim Caviezel mentioned. He played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ. I remember he tried to keep his career going after that but he next few movies bombed. I think his only other notable role is when he was a teenager and played a basketball star on an episode of The Wonder Years. Most of the main cast in the mainline American Pie films, Jim, Ounce, Kevin, and Finch, have all kind of faded into obscurity since those movies. I've never seen any of them in anything else. Stifler has had a couple of appearances here and there, so he's arguably slightly more successful, but damn, all those guys seem to have only existed when I was a kid/teen. Ian McDiarmid, Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars. It's kind of shame he's never been cast in any mainstream horror/thriller flicks. I guess he just prefers being a theater actor. Edit, just to be clear, I meant one-hit wonder in the context of movies/TV. I'm aware he's had an extensive theater career. I am going to make a prediction and say Kit Harington is going to end up being a one-hit wonder. Pretty much every movie he has starred in has bombed and he doesn't seem to have a ton of acting range. Plus he comes off as sort of bland in the interviews I've seen of him. He seems like a good dude though, and I would love to be proven wrong. I want to say Nia Vardalos. While she did continue to write and appear in other movies after My Big Fat Greek Wedding, quite a few of them had terrible reviews, including My Life in Ruins, where a reviewer had said it was like she tried to destroy her career. Even the sequel to Big Fat Greek Wedding wasn't successful. I only rediscovered her recently and really enjoyed her movies despite what the reviews say. Edit, spelling. I'm disappointed. Got here 8 hours late and no mention of the only correct answer. And AMP, number X200B. Clearly it's gotta be Brandon Lee, who died while shooting The Crow, arguably one of the best cult classics of all time. He was also Bruce Lee's son. Super tragic story. Surprised nobody has said Dirk Benedict. Two-hit wonder with Battlestar Galactica and A-Team, but I think he had to quit for some reason or other. I also kind of want to say Jean-Michael Vincent M. from Airwolf and Hooper, but I remember reading once about his life and it was just horrific what happened to him. Not exactly what you're asking, but John Cazale was a 5-hit wonder. He appeared in exactly 5 movies, and all 5 were at least nominated for Best Picture: Godfather I, Godfather II, The Deer Hunter, The Conversation, and Dog Day Afternoon, with the first 3 winning. Cleavon Little, best known as Sheriff Bart in Blazing Saddles. Like any good one-hit wonder, he actually had a respectable career outside of his star turn, and actually won an Emmy for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Comedy Series, as well as 2 awards for stage acting, but nothing was remotely as successful or widely known as his work with Mel Brooks. Been scrolling a while and haven't seen anyone mention Jean Dujardin yet. He wins an Oscar, then he hasn't been in anything noticeable except for a role in The Monuments Men? Has any other Oscar-winning lead disappear from Hollywood so quickly? Thanks for watching this auto-generated video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I upload videos like this one daily. I put a lot of time into developing this video generator, but if there have been errors, please tell me in the comments below. Also leave me a link to another thread you would like to see a video about. Have a great day, Alex.